Hello, my name is Kaylin, and I hope you're all having a great summer. It is now June, which means it's time for another To Be Crocheted, and I've got some really exciting news for this one. I'm super excited. I haven't filmed a video in a while. I feel so awkward. To start off, we're gonna start with my cousin's bag. It's weird because I was starting with my sister's blanket for like a year, it felt like, and now that's done. I finished that last month, but we have some new news. I finally finished my cousin's bag. This has taken me quite literally like a year. Like I started it in July of 2025 and I have finally finished it, not on time. I was meant to finish it by like the very end of May because that's like when her graduation party was, and I didn't. So I'm gonna give it to her the next time I see her. I'm really proud of this. Like I'm so proud of this. This is definitely the most ambitious thing I've done. I literally like only have made blankets before, so this is crazy. I believe it was this panel that I was working on last, and I was literally like, they hadn't even connected yet. I was at the last row before this flower connected, so I did all of that, and then I did both of the straps, and then I had to sew the panels together, and then I had to sew the straps on, and then I had to crochet around the top. So more progress than I'd made on it before. It was very stressful. I am someone who needs very like clear directions for what I'm doing, and this is no hate to the creator, but the pattern was kind of just like, just sew it together, you know? And I'm like, but how do I do that? I've never sewn anything together before. So it was definitely a learning process. I think it turned out pretty all right. This was also my first time blocking something, which again, nobody has any like clear directions on. Like I'm looking up like how to block tapestry crochet, and they're just like, first of all, they're all using acrylic yarn. This is cotton yarn. So I was like, I don't know if that's gonna change it. And they're just like pin it down, and you know, if you want to steam it you can, and if you want to put it in water you can. I'm like, can someone just tell me like exactly what to do, please? So I ended up, because I've never blocked anything before, but I just felt like it really needed it because it was kind of like curling at the edges because my tension was a little too tight. So I was like, it probably would really benefit from being blocked, and I was like, well, you gotta learn at some point. So I took this big piece of cardboard. It was actually like it looked like a poster board, and so I would pin it like for the panel, like I'd pin it down, and then I just kind of like steamed it till it felt like kind of damp, I guess, and then I just let it dry for a couple hours, and I was like, I guess that's good. I tested it on my other tapestry crochet that like, it was the first time I ever tapestry crocheted, so it was kind of like too loose, and it was meant to have a second panel that went with it, but it was like completely the wrong size. So I was like, this can be the guinea pig. I felt like it helped. It felt like the stitches were more relaxed, but I don't know. And then I had to do the straps, and it was really fun because it barely fit either way. This one, it was like almost too wide, and these were almost too long for the cardboard. And the back just had pins sticking out of cardboard. It looked like a saw trap, so that was awesome. But I felt like it helped. The straps, like it felt like they helped, but they still kind of were not quite all the way there. But I was like, well, I'm just gonna continue. So then I sewed them all together. I sewed the panels together all in one night, and it was a lot of work. Also, they are slightly, it looks like I missed like a row. Like it's like just a row bigger than the other one, but it looks the same. I don't know where that would have happened. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I think it'll function, and that's all that matters. It was just kind of like really confusing because I didn't know what I was doing. And also, combining all the pieces, you have to tie so many knots. And I am the worst at tying knots in the world, I think. I think I got better at it because I had to do so many of them, but like, it was really just hard for me because I feel like whenever I like just try to tie something off, the knot ends up like 20 yards away from where it's meant to be. How does it do that? How do I stop that? I don't know. But luckily you flip it inside out, so I was like, all of the knots are gonna be on the inside, so it doesn't really matter. So after you sew it together, you sew on the straps, and I was really worried that it wouldn't be quite like secure enough because you kind of just like go through it once and it's like, that's it. So I tried to do like a couple more stitches in it, and I made sure to crochet around it because I was like, that's gonna help connect it better. I'm just really worried that it's all gonna fall apart. I don't think it will, knock on wood, but I'm just like nervous. So you sew on all the straps, and then crocheting the straps was actually not that hard. It's literally like 6 single crochets long, and then you just kind of alternate every 2 colors. You carry 2 colors along. It wasn't too hard. It was just kind of like, it took a long, it's like 86 rows, which doesn't seem like it's a lot, and it's not a lot. Like, it only took me like a couple days. It was just like taking forever. Probably like the easiest thing in all of this. So once you sew on the straps, then you flip it inside out. And another thing is, well, first of all, this is a side tangent. Her pattern, I don't know what happened, but in the video, hers is so square. This is like undoubtedly a rectangle. This is like the rectangle to end all rectangles. How did she get a square? This is so rectangular. I don't know how that happened. But anyway, yeah, you flip it inside out, and I was just like showing my mom because I'm very proud of it, and I was like, oh, it's almost done. And she was saying that I could like iron the edges and stuff so it lays flatter, which I think I am gonna do. I was gonna do that last night, but I was not quite done. Like, I literally finished this last night. Like, I literally finished this like 13 hours ago, so I didn't quite have time to iron it yet. But I think that's what I'm gonna do, also because when I crocheted around the edges, I feel like it kind of made the straps not lay as flat either, so I think that ironing will help. Because then, yeah, the next step is to crochet around the edge. It was a little harder because mine, like I said, it kind of increases, so it wasn't quite flat all the way. So you just kind of like start here at the corner, and then you also, I tied all the ends off and cut them off, and then it was like, and then you're gonna carry them with you as you crochet, and I was like, so maybe I should have watched that part before I was like preemptively cutting them. I think it's okay. So you kind of just go around, and then the longest part was going around the straps, and then yeah, and then you have to do it the same for the inside. But I do think it really like benefited. I like the way that the straps look with the outline. I don't know if I'm huge on like the outline there, just because it looks, I don't know, I feel like it looks a little weird, but it's fine. This took, like, this is so much work. I'm so proud of it. Like, it looks incredible. And, like, the pattern looks great. I sent a photo to my cousin while I was blocking it, and she's like, oh my god, it looks so good. She forgot it existed because it's taking me that long. I'm just stoked. I think, like, this is crazy. I never thought I would actually, like, make it, and it would actually, like, turn out fine. So, I'm super proud of this. And then also this month I gave my sister her blanket. She loved it. She said that she didn't know that it was for her, which is awesome, because like, again, I'd been working on it for like 10 months probably, and it was like, oh, she didn't find out. I don't know how that is, but that's awesome. But yeah, she really liked it. I don't think she even remembered her saying that she because yeah, like she said it like one time. She was like, oh, you should make me a blanket of these colors, like, because I was using those colors on a different blanket. She's like, oh, it looks nice. And I was like, just you wait and see. And then I remember when I was crocheting, she brought it up. She was like, I like these colors, and I was like, I know that. So she really loved it. She says that she didn't know, so that's nice. I told her about like how long it took me to make it for her. I was like, yeah, I was gonna have it for a birthday present 2 years ago, and I had like 4 rows, and then it was gonna be a birthday present this year, and it didn't turn out, and then it was gonna be a Christmas present, and it didn't turn out, so it was a graduation present. And she was like, oh. And then she knows I'm making this for my dad. This isn't a surprise, really. He knows. I actually don't think he's paying that much attention. He always calls it knitting anyway, so it's not like he's paying that much attention. He like brought the blanket up to my sister, and I was like, what are you doing? That was like really early when I was making it. And so she's like, when is that trying to be done? And I was like, oh, I'm trying to have it done by Christmas, which I thought was a reasonable goal, in like February, I think. And she's like, oh, that's not gonna happen. And I'm like, well, let's not put that energy out. So I'm trying to have this done by Christmas. I think I've got like over 100 rows left. I think I had like 5 rows done at the start of last month. So if that is what we're going with, then I did like 3.5 rows. I finished the green section, which I always knew was gonna take the longest because it's like 8 rows of green and it's boring. And now we can start getting into the fun stuff. This is gonna be all green because his favorite color is green, and that's what he requested. So we're starting with another color. I have used both these colors before. I used this color in my US leg surprise song blankets, and this was in my summer blanket. So I'm sure they feel right at home with like the stitch and stuff. So I'm gonna finish this row, and then there's another row of this dark green, and then it goes into 1 row of something else. I really don't know. But now that I've finished, like, this is my only project at the moment. So now that I have finished the bag, that is another huge weight lifted off my shoulders, and now I can spend like a lot of my time on this. But I feel like I can't just have like one project that's boring. Like, what if I want variety? I've been talking for the longest time about wanting to make the South Park Integrity Farms blanket, and my other sister, she's like, all I want is one granny square, and if I can't get that, then I want a bag. And I'm like, that is way more work. The only problem is like I don't know how to make a granny square. I'm not good with round crochet. I can only crochet like flat things, but I really want to make that. I think that'd be really fun and a new challenge, and I can learn something new. I think at first I'm going to try out, because I have a lot of scrap yarn, so I think I can make like a granny square, like just try out the pattern from that, and I can give that to my sister so she can stop complaining. So I really want to make that, and I think that'd be really fun. I feel like I get more like gratification out of like finishing a bunch of small things, because it just feels like I'm getting more done even if I'm not. But I also want to actually, now that I know that I can make the bag, I actually want to finish the one I was making for myself. That was going to be done first. I was going to figure it out and work out all the kinks while I was doing that one, and then make my cousin's bag. But like I said, one panel was way different size than the other because it was the first time I ever tapestry crocheted, so it just didn't turn out that way. So I still have to make that other panel, and then I'm worried that because there's been so much time in between, it might not even be the same size anyway. So that's gonna be fun. Also, I just remembered I was meant to make a bag for my grandma, but the thing is, I thought I was gonna see her this summer, and I don't think I am. Like, it's gonna be a while before I see her again, so I now have more time, and I'm not gonna do that right now. But also, I just want to find like a fun summer like crochet thing just for me. Like, I haven't made anything for me. I've just been making gifts recently and big projects. I just want to make something fun. Like, I was looking at like those videos of like things to crochet for summer, and there was one that was like a popsicle holder. There's like a fish or something that's so cute, and I think that'd be really hard because I don't crochet round things, but I think I could try that. I just want to make something fun and a short project for me. I think that'd be nice. And now that I don't have these like giant heavy projects like weighing me down, I can try just more like fun things. I want to learn, I want to try new things. It's just like been the same thing forever. Like, the bag was really intimidating, but now that I know, it's like, wow, I'm learning. That's crazy. I got a lot of free time, so we'll see. But I really want to make some serious progress on this because I've got like 6 months, and that's really not enough time. Now that I say that, I was like, 6 months? So we'll see how that goes. But that is everything that I will be and kind of have been crocheting in June. I'm making this video super late because I was like, I want to get the bag finished before I make the video, and then somebody was not working on it because I guess they were like intimidated or something. I don't know who that was, but if you watched all the way through, which you did, if you guys at this point, thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to maybe like and subscribe and or comment, you don't have to, but I would really appreciate it. But that is all I have, and maybe I will see you next time. Bye!